You know, we're in a good mood. We didn't get much sleep, but we were out, John and I were out in the streets last night, and we went to a really fun event. We went to the 1-year anniversary of Alicia Keys' Tony-winning musical, Hell's Kitchen. We did. Can I tell you, and so anytime Willie gets to pull out sequins, he is like, come on, sis. So, so he pulled out the sequins and we went and did the blue carpet. But when I tell you, I've never seen Hell's Kitchen before. And it is phenomenal. It is absolutely phenomenal. Now, Tank came here last week. And Tank, he plays Davis, the father of the main character. He was great. Tank, your voice, I always loved your voice. When we, and he just go, but your voice is like a warm hug on that Broadway stage. And Jade Milan, who played the lead role, which is loosely based on Alicia Keys, was also incredible. Just the entire cast. And after the show, Alicia Keys, actually, her and Swizz Beatz were there. She got on stage. And I loved it because she just was in awe and she was reminiscing about how this came to be and when her first time on stage and the fact that this show has won Tonys and it was there a year later, still going strong. So everybody gave her a hand and we were just screaming. But the thing I couldn't get over was Alicia Keys had this form-fitting cat suit. And I tell you, she had this cat suit on and she had this beautiful long leather coat and her boots. And when I tell y'all, that coat looked so expensive. It looked like if you touched it, it would melt in your fingers. That leather coat, you could tell it was like butter. And then she had this chain, this huge, the chain was so huge, it looked like she had paid $23 million in an art museum for it. Like this was part of artwork. It looked so expensive. I've never wanted to snatch somebody's chain and run. I wanted to snatch it and just take off running. Her outfit, and I kept looking at her because sometimes people just inspire you, and I was so inspired with this cat suit she had on. It reminded me of a cat suit I had bought about 7 years ago. You know how, ladies, you'll buy clothes that don't fit, and you go, one day. And you like, it might be 12 years or 20 years, but one day. And you will not get rid of it. You will not give it away because I'm telling you, another 10 years, I'm gonna be able to. So I went in the archives of my one-day outfits and I pulled out my cat suit because after seeing Alicia Keys, I tried that sucker on at 2:21 a.m. Because when I tell you at 2:21, that's when I lose the most weight, at 2:21. Not before, not after. And I put it on at 2:21. Now, it was hard for me to get on. It was really hard. I had to have the assistance of my girlfriend's Girdle and Spanx. And I didn't care if it didn't fit. I zipped that sucker up so tight and held in my stomach so tight. But I recreated that look and I wore it to work today. I wore that sucker when I tell you. And after I took it off, I was in so much pain after I unzipped that thing. You ever put on a one-day outfit and then you can't get it off? Your arms are stuck. I kept saying, somebody come help me pull this thing off. Only thing I couldn't get was the chain. And I said, I'm gonna have to go on Poshmark and get a dupe of that daggone chain. I get one of them, the cheap chains. But when I tell you, though, going back to Hell's Kitchen, it was so much fun. And we got to, you got to see celebrities. And we sat behind legendary, iconic sisters, Debbie Allen and Felicia Rashad. When I tell you I love these two, and it's literally like having two mothers there, two of your mothers there. Felicia's hair, she's got this beautiful silver hair. And then, and she's very soft-spoken. And then Debbie Allen was there moving her shoulders, just moving her, and she was dancing and she was mouthing all the lyrics to the words. And I just was like, I just kept staring at the back of their necks. Like, And then Felicia speaks softly. If you saw her on my show, she's very soft, very cultured speaker. Debbie's a little louder. So I said, I was trying to find out how long Felicia's play, because she's directing a play called Purpose, which is another amazing play right across the street. Right across the street. It's called Purpose. So I wanted to know how long it was going. And I said, I can't talk soft. And I said, Felicia! And I'm so ghetto. I said, how long your play going? And she said, well, darling, it's going to. And her voice kept getting softer and softer. And I was like, I can't understand. Deborah goes, child, it's going till November. And I said, it's going to November. I love those two together, just watching them. Oh my goodness. So Alicia, I just have to say Hell's Kitchen was a 10 out of 10. If you've never seen Hell's Kitchen, go and see it.
And the music and the production, quick shout out to Adam Blackstone. He did all the music for it. They came in and reconfigured the sound of this theater. It's music like you've never heard of. The bass is all up in your chest.
Yes, it is.
Amazing. Kudos. He does the Grammys and the Oscars. He's the music director for Super Bowl everything.
He did a great job. The dancers, like you literally are on the edge of his seat and you can't breathe. So go see Hell's Kitchen and then go right across the street to see Purpose, Felicia Rashad's play.
We're gonna have a good time.